You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
All right, each point, this is your seat.
Thank you.
Attention all passengers. And yes, that means all of you. Welcome aboard Barn Airlines. A few brief safety announcements to ensure we all have a safe trip tonight. I would like to draw your attention to our two emergency exits, the one that you entered through and the one that housed around you all. Oh, stage left for you two. In the event of fire or any other emergency, please proceed calmly and orderly to the exit closest to you. I would also like to remind all y'all that aboard Barn Airlines we have a zero tolerance policy for electronic devices, so please keep them silent and away for the duration of the trip. Our in-flight entertainment systems are also down, so I guess you'll just have to make friends with the person next to you. In the event of a crash, no, there are not flotation devices under your seats, but the seat cushions themselves should function just fine. Oxygen masks will also drop down. Unfortunately, we did not have the budget for me to model how they work. But you all know the golden rule with them. Make sure you can breathe before your child can. All right, once again, welcome aboard Barn Airlines, and I hope you all have a safe flight.
No electronic devices? That's okay. That just gives me more time to peruse Sky Mall. Oh, you're kidding. No Sky Mall? That really is a bummer. Oh, we're seated on a wing, too, so we don't even get a good view. Well, I heard there might be a storm tonight anyway, so we won't be able to see much of anything anyway. A storm? Maybe. Fuck. Fear of flying? Ooh, I know how much that sucks. My mom had a major fear of flying. She could usually get through it by taking about a bottle of red wine in the airport bar and a couple of Benadryls. Then, when we were in Hawaii, she had a panic attack so bad it grounded the plane before it even got off the tarmac.
That's crazy. Was she ever able to fly again?
No. She's still in Hawaii. I'm going to visit her now. She gets kind of lonely out there, but my siblings and I try and get out as much as possible. Funny thing is, the night before the flight, she said she wished she could stay on vacation forever, which I guess proves that old saying is true. Be careful what you wish for surely you will get it. But I guess you're not as bad as my mom, right? Right?
I don't know. I guess we'll see if we manage to get off the tarmac before the panic sets in.
Well, you've got this. Do you want a little something to take the edge off? Okay, I've got Ambien, Xanax, Gabby's. That shit is gentle. It's what they give to dogs when they fly. I also have this. Oh, you don't want that. Well, maybe. If you're down for a little fun once we land. I also have Valium and an edible in my bag, but I know those are hit or miss when it comes to anxiety.
Is any of that legal?
Oh, you are funny. Which one do you want? Don't worry about paying.
Are you a drug dealer?
Why, are you a cop? Oh, we have fun. Do you really think my stash would look like this if I was trying to make a living off of this shit? Besides, I got a prescription for all of these. Well, most of them. Weed is legal in Illinois now. God, I love the future. Except for the fact that we're killing our planet at an alarmingly fast speed. I don't love that. Oh, fuck, that's probably not good for your anxiety. Sorry. Which one do you want?
Yeah, it's okay. They taught me exercises to do when I feel the anxiety start to set in, so I should probably just stick with those.
For sure, respect. Going au naturel, and that's hardcore.
Thanks.
Yeah, you've got this. Just breathe.
A picture-perfect portrayal of the human condition known as fear. Cast in that portrayal is one Sasha, age 29. They just spent the last 6 months in a behavioral health hospital, recovering from a nervous breakdown they experienced on a flight not too dissimilar from this one. The main difference being that while their intended destination is the Hawaiian island of Maui, their flight will reach a much different destination. I regret to inform you that we are starting our journey tonight by traveling into one of the darkest and most iconic corners of the Twilight Zone. Welcome to the nightmare at 20,000 feet. I can take
take your drink orders now. Do you know what you'd like?
I'll have a ginger ale.
Oh, yeah, me too.
2 ginger ales. I'll have those out in a moment. Ice?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
Alright, be back in a jiffy.
Who says in a jiffy anymore?
Customer service can do strange things to people.
True.
So, ginger ale, does it help with your anxiety?
Not really. I just have this inexplicable urge to drink it whenever we're on an airplane.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm Alex, by the way.
Sasha.
Sasha. That's cool. You don't meet many Sashas nowadays.
It's my grandmother's name.
Oh, nice. I'm guessing idle small talk doesn't help, does it?
Not really. Well, maybe. It mostly just gives me first aid anxiety instead.
Oh! Well, I'll have to think of a different approach then. Are you sure you don't want a little something to take the edge off?
No, really, I'll be fine. They said I was ready for this. I haven't had a relapse in months. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
If you keep saying it, it'll come true. Manifestation, or whatever.
Exactly.
Hey, I gotta pee. Are you gonna be alright by yourself?
Yes, I'll be fine. Thank you.
Alright, I'll be right back. Oh my god. There's something out there.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, your ginger ale will be out in a moment.
What? No, I don't. Hey, there's something out there.
Out where?
Out there on the wing of the plane.
Well, that's just impossible. There can't be anything out
There
there.
is. I saw something. Would you just look?
I think that's impossible, and there's no way you could see anything through the storm anyways. It was probably just a trick of the
It
light.
was not a trick of the light, and I know it. It's not. Would you please just look out the window?
Hey, whoa, what's going on?
Oh, it's like I saw something walking on the wing of the plane. Look.
I don't see anything.
What?
Oh, it's gone now.
But it was there just a second ago. I swear, somebody was out on the wing.
I'll be back with your ginger ales in a moment.
There really was something out there. You believe me, don't you?
Did you take something from my bag while I was in the bathroom? Because about half those things will make you hallucinate.
What? No, I really saw something out there.
Oh, I'm sure you think you did, but drugs can do crazy things to your mind, man. One time I was tripping and I swore I said, Abraham!
I am completely sober and I know what I saw.
Okay. What did it look like?
You know those pictures that people claim are Bigfoot?
Ooh, really not helping your
That's
case
the
here.
first thing I can think of for a comparison. It was a humanoid thing, covered in fur or wearing fur coats.
Oh, what brand? Because I heard Dior has a killer winter
This
coat.
is not a joke. I seriously saw something.
Sorry. Thought some humor might soothe your anxiety.
Well, it's not.
Don't you think you're freaking out a little prematurely? I mean, think about it. You were already paranoid being gone on the plane, then a storm happened that amplified your fears. It's understandable that your mind might manifest your anxieties and make you see things. Neither me nor the flight attendant saw anything.
We're looking.
And think about it. Can anything really survive out there? I mean, even if it is some creature from the beyond, it's still going to be subject to gravity. There's not a living thing in the world that can survive out there at 500 miles an hour at 20,000 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, you said earlier that they taught you coping mechanisms. Who were they?
Well, I'm not sure if I should tell you, because you'll just think I'm crazier than you already do.
I doubt it. Remember my story about my mom? I don't even think she's crazy. I got a high bar for crazy. And besides, anxiety is a part of the human condition. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's what kept us alive when fire was the height of man's ingenuity.
Yeah, well, it's also what almost killed me.
Sorry. We don't have to talk if you don't want. I can just take one of these little pills and I'll be out for the rest of the flight.
Oh, no, it's fine. I guess it's something I should be used to talking about. God knows, every member of my family is going to be pestering me about my mental breakdown. The sooner I become numb to it, the better.
You want to talk about no? Okay, never mind.
I've always been an anxious person, constantly, but it's confined spaces that get me really freaked out. I can't even go into pantries and closets because I'm afraid the door will close behind me and I'll be trapped. I cannot imagine any feeling in the world is worse than claustrophobia. My mouth gets all dry and gummy, and it feels like there's an iron fist clenching my heart, and my skin tingles like my blood is trying to escape from my pores.
Gnarly!
That's one way of putting it.
Shit, sorry, that was insensitive.
No, it really is gnarly. I never even tried to fly until about 6 months ago. My sister got into a car accident that landed her in the hospital, and I was on the the first flight out of Boston to California. I think my worry for my sister overcame my fear of flying until we were already in the air and there was nothing to occupy my mind except for a constant loop of my greatest fears and anxieties, and it became too much and I had a full-on breakdown. I can hardly remember anything from that flight, but I freaked out enough that we had to land in Missouri. As soon as I got back to Boston, we checked into a hospital.
Damn! That is gnarly! Are you okay? Is your sister okay?
Yeah, she fully recovered from all her injuries. I can't quite say the same for myself.
Jesus Christ, all that sounds so scary.
Yeah, it was. But it was also for the best, I think. I thought I was cured, or coping at least.
Oh, well, you are. I mean, I'm not an expert, but you haven't grounded this flight yet, and you're openly talking about your anxieties. That seems like coping to me.
Thanks. You know what I keep thinking whenever my fear of flying gets really paralyzing?
What?
The fact that my sister, who almost died in her car, is back behind the wheel almost 6 months after her accident. Well, I, who had never had a bad experience in an airplane, never even been on a plane before that flight, had to have 6 months of psychiatric treatment just to fly to my brother's wedding in Hawaii. I mean, if she can get back in her car after almost dying, then surely I can go on what is statistically the safest form of travel.
Does that help?
Not a bit!
Okay, do you want to try sleeping or meditating maybe? Just close your eyes and breathe for a while. I'll stay right here and I'll make sure nothing appears on the wing.
I definitely cannot sleep right now, but maybe focusing on my breathing for a little bit is a good idea.
Sasha Thompson, an average person, dealing with the normal human condition of anxiety and paranoia. However, paranoia can only be paranoia if that fear is unfounded. And unfortunately for all of us aboard this flight, we are traveling into a dimension in which Sasha Thompson's paranoia is about to turn into a very real and rational fear. But this is just one dark corner of the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone is boundless and undefinable. It's dangerous and wondrous while simultaneously pointless and boring. And it is all too easy to get lost. Which is why I'm here. I'm your narrator, your guide. And I'm here to show you the stories of the Twilight Zone. For the moment, we will leave Sasha Thompson and her new friend, but we will return. We have traveled a little deeper into the fifth dimension. You're traveling to another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey to a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone. You see anything?
Toxins and trees have been knocked down. Something definitely crashed into that pond, but I couldn't tell what.
Meteor, small plane, what would the wreckage look like?
That's the thing. There's a clear sign of a crash landing, but no sign of what actually landed there.
That's never a good sign.
There's some tracks leading from the crash site to that diner up there. We should check it out.
Tracks? What kind of tracks?
Relax, rookie. That's what we're here to find out. This is 1183 reporting in on the investigation as to the crash that occurred at Tracy's Pond. There's a clear sign of a crash. We're going to poke around a bit more to find out who or what landed here.
All right, there's some reports of a bridge going up out there, frozen over due to this blasted snowstorm. Make sure it's posted and blocked off. Oh, and there's a landslide on the 880, and there's no other roads out there, so you better hunker down a bit before you can head out.
Right with that.
Oh, and Sergeant?
Yep.
Be careful out there. A wintry February night. Present. Order of events. First, a phone call from a frightened woman, notating the arrival of an unidentified flying object. Then, the checkout you just witnessed with 2 state troopers verifying the event, but with nothing more enlightened to add beyond evidence of some tracks leading up a hill to a diner. We're in a world in which people who've been in law enforcement long enough know better than to just brush aside what explained. You've heard of trying to find a needle in a haystack? Well, stick with us now, and you'll be part of an investigating team whose mission is not to find that proverbial needle. No, their task is much harder. They've got to find a Martian in a diner. And in a moment, you'll search with them, because you just landed in the Twilight Zone.
Trouble?
Whose bus is that outside?
That's mine, officer. Is there a problem?
That's what we're here to determine. Sir, we're going to have to ask to search your vehicle.
Do you have a warrant?
Sir, I don't think you understand the urgency of this situation.
Well, unless I see a warrant, officer, there's no way in hell you're getting onto my bus.
That's no problem, but just so you know, there's bridge up ahead has been declared temporarily impassable. Another pound of ice on it and it can become driftwood, and there's a landslide on the 880, so there's no roads out.
Looks like you're kind of marooned.
At least till morning.
Till morning? I have a 9 o'clock in the city. You promised me you'd have me there by 9. Don't you have any consideration for schedules?
Believe it or not, I don't have control of the weather. If you want to get to the city by 9, you better start walking or sprout wings and fly.
Everyone here came from your bus?
That's right.
You got a passenger manifest?
Passenger manifest? What kind of hoity-toity bus line do you think I'm running here? I've run this bus by myself for the past 14 years, and let me tell you, business is not what it used to be. I don't ask passengers their names. I kiss them gently and I help them in, and I'm glad to have them, with or without names.
How many were on the bus?
4.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I picked up 4, and I'm going to deliver 4, unless someone fell out when we hit a bump.
Nobody fell out. Somebody must have jumped in. There are 5 here now.
Huh. That's funny. I know I picked up 4. I did a head count before I took off.
Were there any other customers you knew when this lot came in?
These are the first customers I've had all day. Snowstorm's not great for business. This lot all came in together, figured they'd gone off the bus together.
We did all come off the bus together. Then how do you account for 5 people?
Well, one of them wasn't on the bus.
All right. Which one of you wasn't on the bus?
What kind of interrogation is this? If I'm going to be interrogated, I'd like to speak with my
This
lawyer.
isn't a
A lawyer! She wants a lawyer! First she thinks she can sprout wings and fly out here, and now she wants a lawyer!
I don't remember seeing you on the bus.
Well, now that's funny, because I don't remember seeing you neither. That makes one of us a liar, now don't it?
Oh, what does it matter how many of us were on the bus? Whether there were 4 or 5 or 120?
Oh, now that sounds exactly like something that someone who wasn't on the bus would say. Record him, boys! Investigation over. Good work!
Hey, what is going on here, officer?
You hear anything fly over here tonight?
Fly over? No.
We got a call about 2 hours ago from a woman who said she heard something fly over and crash down right around here.
Fly over from where?
From up there. An unidentified flying object. There's clear signs of a crash landing at Tracy's Pond, yet no evidence of what actually landed there except some tracks leading from the crash site up to this diner. We're here to figure out who or what left those tracks.
What, like aliens?
Could be.
Aliens? You can't be serious.
Well, we can't rule anything out yet.
Yeah, but aliens? You're law enforcement. Surely you should be sensible. This isn't the X-Files.
Wrong show!
Are you seriously trying to imply that someone in this diner is actually an alien from outer space who flew here in a flying saucer moments ago and is now masquerading as a passenger on the bus we were all just on?
It's certainly a possibility.
That's ridiculous, not the least of which because aliens aren't real, but we would have seen them come in with us.
Well, you were all on the bus together. Can you tell me who wasn't on it when it departed? What about you? Surely you remember people's faces when you counted them.
I can't say that I do. I know there were 4 people on the bus before we took off, but in regards to faces, well, I see a lot of different faces in my line of work. Most of them don't stick.
Alright! 4 humans and a morphine walking into a diner. Now there's a joke in there somewhere. Let's just hope we find it before it's too late!
How do we figure out who the aliens? And if you know any tests that only a human can pass?
Well, as much as I don't condone any of this insanity, for the sake of argument, you can eliminate couples since there's only one extra.
And that puts you and your wife in the clear.
What are you trying to imply? I'm just using basic math and common sense. Obviously, neither me or my wife could be it, as we verify each other's presence on the
I'm
bus.
only saying it's convenient, that's
And
all.
I'm not sure I like your tone of voice very much.
Rick, didn't you used to have a mole on your chin?
A mole on my chin. That's ridiculous. I've never had a mole on my chin. Oh, come on, you can't seriously be buying into this nonsense. You can't think I'm an alien pretending to be your husband.
I just don't know. I mean, if a state trooper says there could be aliens, I feel like we should listen to them.
This is ridiculous. Put enough fear into people's minds and even friends and lovers will start turning on each other. Has everyone gone insane? Aliens aren't even real.
There you go again.
What?
Lover.
What about
I
it?
don't know if I've ever heard you use that word before.
Well, of course I have. Jesus Christ, Karen, snap out of it.
This is shaping up to be a real witch hunt, isn't it?
Alien! It would be an alien hunt, not a witch hunt. Damn lucky if any witches in here.
Lord, grant me the strength.
Ho ho! Your lord ain't gonna do you any good in this one. These are otherworldly matters. Although when you think of it, God technically is an alien.
You got any identification on you?
Oh, I must have left it down in the pond of my spaceship.
You won the World Series in 2016.
What is this? Some kind kind of prolonged practical joke.
Oh, I know, Mr. Cotton Cubs. Now, that doesn't prove that aliens are already here. I don't know what does. Chuck, boys, real sharp. Didn't think us Martians would know anything about the great American pastime, did ya, huh? Didn't think we'd do our research before we came to this here Earth.
I do not.
No!
I prefer to keep my name out of government papers.
Oh, now that sounds exactly like something a Martian would say. Tickle wings under his tongue. Tickle wings! I'm just saying that no one's in the clear yet.
You do seem awfully calm about this whole Martian situation. Could you take your jacket off?
I'd like to keep it on, thanks.
It's a simple request. Take your jacket off.
No, thank you.
I'll do a full body search.
Okay. Nobody needs to start stripping quite yet.
They were on the bus. How do you know? They were the only one I know.
Oh, but who noticed him? Who noticed what the bus driver looked like? How do we know it's not the same person who was driving the bus when he took off?
This is ridiculous. How do we know the driver didn't just count 4 when there were actually 5?
Is that a possibility?
Like hell it's not. I counted 4 people before we took off, and that's how many there were.
Maybe none of us have asked politely enough. Will the real Martian please stand up?
Fear is a strange thing to people. Their minds of our logical thought, the difference between man and beast blurs and becomes indistinct. It's not a mark of weakness when one falls prey to fear and paranoia, but that is simply a symptom of being human. It is, however, a great mark of strength and fortitude when one can come back from darkness, as that is the strength against the human condition. We'll take a break and change them back. We'll leave them, figure out which one of them is a Martian masquerading as human. And we can only hope that in the process, they do not lose what makes them human.
Nurse? It's time for your sleeping medicine, sweetie.
Oh, is it night already?
It's 9:30.
What about the day?
What about it?
Was it a beautiful day? Was it warm? Was the sun out?
It was kind of warm.
And what about the clouds? Were there clouds in the sky?
I suppose there were. I never was one for looking up to the sky.
No, I like to used to look up at the clouds a lot. If you stare at them long enough, they become things. You know what I mean? Birds, animals, boys, anything you want, really.
It's time to take your temperature now.
One more thing, nurse.
Well,
When will they take the bandages off? How long, nurse?
until they decide whether or not they can fix your face.
I guess it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Oh, I've seen worse.
Oh, but I know it's pretty bad. Ever since I was little, ever since I can remember, people have turned away when they've looked at me. Funny, the first thing I can remember was a little girl screaming when she saw my face. You know, I never really wanted to be attractive or beautiful. I never wanted to look like those people on the cover of magazines. I never even wanted to be loved, really. I just wanted people not to scream when they looked at me. When will they take the bandages off?
Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after that. You've been waiting so long now, it doesn't really matter if it's 2 days or 2 weeks, does it? Does it? You get some rest now, sweetie. The doctor will be in soon. Dr. Bernardi, patient 307 is resting comfortably and is ready for whenever you'd like.
Thank you, nurse. I'll be there in a minute.
You ever see their face? 307? Unfortunately, if that were my face, I'd bury myself in a grave someplace, poor thing. I guess some people just want to live no matter what, don't they? How you can keep the will to live when your face looks like that is beyond me. Cigarette?
Suspended in time and place for a moment, your introduction to patient 307, mimics Janet Tyler, who lives in a very private world of darkness. A universe whose dimensions are the size, thickness, and length of the swath of bandages that cover their face. Eventually, we will get to see what is underneath those bandages, keeping in mind that we're not to be surprised by what we see, because this isn't just a hospital. Patient 307 is not just a patient. This is the Twilight Zone. It makes Janet Tyler about to be the newest character to enter it with you.
All their vitals are stable. There's been no change.
Come back at around 11, nurse, to give them their usual sedative.
All right.
Well, it's warm this evening, Miss Tyler.
Is it? I thought it was, but I couldn't be sure.
Well, it's warm. You can take my word for that. I'll have those bandages off you pretty soon. I'm sure you're a little uncomfortable.
Well, I'm used to bandages on my face.
No doubt it is your 9th visit here. It is the 9th.
11th. You know, sometimes I feel like I've lived my whole life inside of a dark cave with walls of gauze and the wind that blows in through the mouth of the cave smells like ether and disinfectant. But there's a kind of comfort living inside this cave. It's wonderfully private. No one can ever see me. It's hopeless, Doctor, isn't it? I'll never look any different, really.
Well, that's hard to say. Up to now, you haven't responded to any of the shots, medications, any of the proven techniques. Frankly, you stumped us, Mclaughlin. Nothing we've done so far has made any difference at all. However, we're very hopeful what these last treatments could have accomplished. Of course, there's no telling until we get the bandages off. I wish we could have tried more drastic measures, plastic surgery and whatnot, but in your case it would be far too dangerous, the threat of death too high. It does seem rather impractical to seriously risk your life for superficial reasons.
So there's no more experiments after this one? No more tries?
11 is the mandatory number of experiments. We are not permitted to do any more after 11.
But, Doctor, couldn't you just try plastic surgery? You know as well as I do that this is more than a superficial concern. I simply can't exist living in the world looking the way I do.
Now, Mclaughlin, calm down. For all you know, you could have responded very well to these last treatments. We simply can't be sure until we get the bandages off.
But what if I didn't? Can't you just try one more time?
Now, Mclaughlin, not only would that be illegal, but it would be highly dangerous to you. Besides, you know there are other alternatives that don't involve any more treatment.
Like what?
You know what.
Yes. Yes, I do.
And you know why these rules are in place. Each of us are given ample opportunities to fit into society, and in your case, think of the time and money to make you look.
Look like what, Doctor?
Well, normal. The way you'd like to look.
Doctor, may I just go outside, just to sit in the garden, just to feel the air, just to smell the flowers, just to make believe that I am normal. If I sit out there in the darkness when the whole world is dark, and I'm more of a part of it like that, not just this grotesque, ugly creature with a band-aid on my face. With a special darkness all my own, I want to belong. I want to be like everybody. Please, Doctor, please help me.
There are many others who share your misfortune. People who look very similar to the way that you do. One of the alternatives in the event that this last treatment was unsuccessful is simply to allow you to move into a special area in which people of your kind have been congregated.
Congregated? People of my kind? No, you mean segregated in prison!
Tyler, you need to calm down. Now, the state is not unsympathetic to your situation, and it's doing what it can to help, but you're not being rational. You know you can never be expected to live any sort of life around normal people.
But why? Why does it have to be like this? I wouldn't hurt or bother anyone. Who decided these rules? What is this state? Who decided that people who are different have to stay away from people who are normal? The state is not God, Doctor. The state is not God. It hasn't the right to penalize someone for an accident at birth. It hasn't the right to make ugliness a crime.
Please
I can feel the night air and it feels wonderful. If only I could feel it on my face. Can you please get this thing off of me? Can you please help me take it off? Anybody, can somebody help me? Can somebody please help me? Help me, please, please. Let me go, please. Let me go. Please stop. Please let me go. Please stop. Please let me go.
You just witnessed a brief insight to the very private world of suffering. A suffering founded in isolation and the very real fear of being outcasted from society. That fear magnified tenfold by the loneliness, as we all know how much the simple presence of a friend can help in these dark times. The moment we will leave Lieutenant Tyler, we return back to the flight of Sasha Thompson, where hopefully their new friend can help them navigate the dark corners of the Twilight Zone.
Oh, did I actually fall asleep? Yeah, looks like you've been out for about 30 minutes. Wow, that's amazing. I wasn't sure I would be able to fall asleep. That's some weird dreams, too. Yeah, I've been there. It was in a diner, and there was an alien. There was some kind of police that were looking for an alien. Sounds like an episode of The X-Files. You know what? They were playing some reruns on TV the other night. I don't know if that's what it was. Wow, you still have cable? Now that's crazy. And did the flight attendant ever break our ginger nails? didn't think you'd mind.
You ever thought we were becoming friends?
Aw. Well, don't be mad. Here, I'll leave her down right now and I'll order another one.
No, don't bother. I'm sure she already hates me enough. I don't want to add another drink order to my list of sins.
The flight attendant doesn't hate you. She's just weird. And just to be sure, I'll order it for myself and then you can drink it.
No, really, it's fine. I actually don't even really like ginger ale. I can go for a large glass of wine, but that's not really one of my prescribed coping mechanisms.
Storm still going? Yeah, looks like a pretty gnarly one. But can't really see much because we're in the middle of it anyway.
And you haven't seen anything?
Nothing that shouldn't be in the sky.
Guess it really was my imagination playing tricks on me. God, I feel so stupid freaking out over nothing.
Oh, don't beat yourself up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I try and act pretty tough. Gotta keep my street cred, you know? But when I see spiders, I go crazy. Like, balls to the wall, crazy, even with the tiny little ones. They're creatures of hell, all of them.
They're actually a very important part of our ecosystem. For every spider you see in your house, it's in place of like 10 other bugs.
That's what they want you to think!
Attention all passengers. A brief message from our
that
captain.
accent's real.
We're about to be flying through particularly bad weather and will be experiencing some minor turbulence. The fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on and we request all passengers remain in their seats for the duration of the turbulence. Thank you.
God, I'm kidding.
It's okay. It's completely normal to experience some mild turbulence. Yeah, breathe. You got this. Oh, no. Oh, go away. Go away. Yes, spirit.
You are not real. You are not real. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop messing with that. Put it down. What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Hey, no. What's going on? It's downstairs on the wing. I can't look.
Sasha, there's nothing there.
No, I was there. I was right there just a second ago. It was messing with the wing. It was
Now
trying to
what
look at the
is
film.
going on
That
here?
creature was on the wing again. I swear. It was real. And it was tampering with the plane.
Now I'm going to need you to remain calm. I understand that turbulence can be very scary, but I assure you it really is nothing to worry about.
There is something out there, and it's trying to crash our plane. I have to speak to the captain.
I'm afraid you can't do that. The captain is very busy at the moment trying to navigate the storm. Now if you would please sit down and remain calm.
I am not making this up. I am not crazy. I know what I saw. There was something out there.
Now you've been sitting here this whole time. Have you seen anything?
Oh, no, I haven't actually seen anything. Your eyes were closed. My eyes were closed when the creature was here, and then by the time we looked, it was gone.
How convenient.
You have got to believe me. Nobody on board this plane is safe. I have to talk to the captain.
Okay. Will you please calm down? If I bring the captain out here, you can speak to him and express your worries. Would that make you feel better?
Yes, but hurry before that thing does any more damage.
Oh, of course. Can I speak with you for a moment? Look, your friend needs to calm down before they make everyone on board panic. Can't you do something to keep them calm? Yeah?
They're not really my friend. We just met on this flight.
Oh, great, a crazy person flying on the road. Just
That's
perfect.
not really fair. They're not crazy. They just have anxiety. Shouldn't you be better at dealing with that?
Oh, please. I know how to deal with run-of-the-mill anxiety, not full-on hallucinations of some creature trying to tear apart the plane. Look, isn't there something you could give them to force them to calm down? I knew it! See, it's a part of our training to identify which passengers might be carrying drugs to deal with a situation like this.
Really?
Yes, of course. Now what do you have?
Okay, I definitely have something that would help them, but it's no use. I've already offered and they've refused. They have coping mechanisms to help with their anxiety, but those don't really seem to be working.
Yeah, no shit. Look, just give them the strongest thing you have that will knock them out. I'm sure you can think of something.
You want me to trick them into taking drugs?
Yes, come on, keep up!
No! If they say no to drugs, we no drugs. Besides, it's not like they're a danger to themselves or anyone else. Yet? Maybe. No, we're not doing it now.
Fine! Fine! I'll go see if the captain will speak to them.
So hard. I am not crazy. I know what I saw. You believe, right?
I don't not believe you. But come on, what's more likely? That there's a fucking guy on the fucking wing, or that your anxiety, which was already pretty bad, got worse because of the storm, and that caused your anxieties to manifest themselves?
I guess it's more likely I'm just fucking crazy.
For the last time, you are not crazy. You just have anxiety. Oh, here comes the flight attendant, and she's bringing the captain.
All right, I brought the captain. Would you like to express your concerns to him?
Captain Reynolds, pleasure to have you aboard with us this evening. Does that seem to be a problem?
Well, twice now I've seen something walking around with the plane. And I know this sounds crazy, but I know that I saw it out there. And the worst thing is that it seems to be trying to tamper with the plane.
Oh, you mean the gremlin? Doesn't seem to be out there now, though, does it? Listen, there's nothing to worry about. We've got it all under control. Now, I and all the staff aboard this flight would greatly appreciate it if you didn't draw attention to what you see out your window. It's best not to cause a panic, see? I knew you'd be cooperative. See, I told you they were being irrational. You stirred up quite fast for no reason. Now, someone's got to fly this plane. It certainly won't be my co-pilot. Oh, and remember, keep your seatbelts on and remain seated. It's a doozy out there.
Well, I'm sure glad that cleared everything up.
The captain seems nice.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What? You didn't think he was hot?
I just confirmed that there's something out there, and apparently it's a gremlin? How are you not freaking out?
Because that's not what he said.
Yeah, I said I've seen something out there twice now, and you went, oh, you mean a gremlin? You were right here. How did you miss that?
Because that's not what he said. He said everything's gonna be fine, and I'm a sexy-looking, Popeye-talking motherfucker. I'm gonna go see if I can get a little something to take the edge off in the cockpit, if you know what I mean.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is happening?
Okay, I just don't look out the window for the rest of the flight. That should be easy. It's only, what, fucking 4 more hours? God damn. I just don't look. I just don't turn my head. I just keep my eyes fixed on this incredibly interesting vinyl headrest that's right in front of me. This will be easy. Is it vinyl or is it pleather? What even is vinyl? Whatever happened to pleather? It was all the rage for a couple years, and then people stopped talking about it. Is it because it's bad for the environment, or like, oh my god, oh, it's happening again? What are you doing? Stop it. Stop messing with that. You're gonna break the wing. You're gonna tear the plane apart. You're gonna crash. Oh my gosh, you're gonna kill us all. Somebody has to stop you. I have to stop it. Damn, I think I found this gun under my seat while we were having an aside. Emergency exit only. Well, if this doesn't count as an emergency, I don't know what does. Wait, no,